Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. There we are. There is yet another change to the setup, so let me know what you think. So I've got my camera a bit further back, so you can kind of see the model painting as I'm going, and the palette is in this as well. And then we've got me on the screen, and then there's the cat cam, obviously, the most important bit. Who was in his bed, but I gave him a treat. Now he's wandering about looking for more treats. How are we all doing today? Hobby time indeed. I'm the same. Finished work. Had a quick half-hour disco nap. And then hobby time. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to be continuing with the big tiger guy. This is what we did in our last stream. Well, yesterday we got this guy done. So this is our beast lord. Need to finish the base. Well, pretty much start the base. And then the brute giant. We've pretty much got the armour and the hammer done. The leather needs a wee bit of layering to do, but we're pretty much working on the skin. So we're going to get him up to, well, looking like a tiger. So hopefully he'll start to look like this guy. He does look like a tiger. And you can kind of see what I'm going for with the bases at the bottom there as well. Kind of forest, and they're going to have like little rivers or puddles or whatever in it. So yeah, that's what we're going for today. I don't know if the lights are going to be so bright that you can't see the palette properly, so I might need to change that. Plus you can't really see the writing anyway. It's not ideal. But I'll just do this. I've moved where my camera arm is, so it's now like up the top here and comes over, so I won't keep bumping it with the mic. You can see the camera and the thing there, so it's just my phone, so I can't answer any texts while on stream. But they can piss off anyway. Got a stream to do, it's more important. But yeah, hopefully the setups, it's easier for me, but hopefully the quality kind of stays the same. I've got dual monitors set up now, so basically I've got an arm, a monitor arm. In fact, I could probably just show you if I do this. In fact, I'll just take it off and show you. Yeah. And obviously I turn the phone button off as I'm getting it out the holder. Should come back on. Should come back on. There we are. So there's me, that camera. I've got my dual screen set up, and I've got paints and stuff there. So I've got my that's where my camera is sitting. I've got my two big lights up here with tracing paper on top of them. And then we've got paints and stuff in the background, which are a bit more inaccessible. But I've neatened up this drawer. So I've got a lot more Vallejo paints than what I had before, mainly because my Games Workshop ones had kind of died in the winter. So, because they were outside in the garage, got frozen solid, and some of them recovered, some of them thawed out, some of them did not. So we pretty much switched to Vallejo, mainly because they were just cheaper. I like Games Workshop paints. Vallejo I like as well, but they're cheaper and they automatically come in drop bottles, which my Games Workshop paints I had to manually put in, so this is yet to be sorted. So all my Games Workshop paints are in dropper bottles as well. This was organised, but then when I started switching to Vallejo, Everything gets shoved in a drawer, as you do. And we've got some random gene stealers there as well. And a headset, because reasons. Okay, so I'm going to pop this back on its mount. I'm probably going to hang up on you again. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this, what, 2 weeks now? And I think almost every single week, I've had, every day, every stream that I've done, I've changed something. So, yeah, this is me now getting to the stage where I've like, okay, it's becoming a streaming setup now. I need better lighting. I know I need better lighting, but they're quite expensive. We're just going to have to deal with my poop lighting at the moment. I've put tracing paper over it so it's less harsh, and it makes being able to see the model a lot easier. But like I've also had to kind of set it so, I mean, there's not big glares here and here on the camera, and obviously when I bring my paint rank in, that's looking a bit better now actually. I might just remove the chat, because you've got the chat at the side. I can see the chat now. I did need the chat on the screen before, but I don't need it as much anymore, so let's hide the chat, which is somewhere. Chat box. Here we go. And I could just keep have a kind of off-screen palette, or on-screen palette, you can see there. And that's it. I've got me set up on what I did have as a palette cam, so that is not the greatest webcam. Dexter's got the high quality, well, I say high quality, the highest quality camera that I've got, because we need him in his glorious 60 FPS, whereas I think I'm 30 because it's just a document camera, so that might be the next purchase, is getting me another camera. But for the moment, I've got the foundations down, the mechanics, the arms and stuff. Now I need the better cameras and the better lights, but they cost real money, and I don't have real money at the moment. So, but yeah, we're getting there. I think I might have to bring these lights round, which might give me a wee bit of a glare here. Yeah, a little bit. I've turned the exposure down as well. So. Here we are. So yeah, I think that's enough about the setup. Let's have a wee shot at painting. So I've got my fancy brushes. So pretty much the three that I'll use. And I've got brushes just up here, mainly used for mixing and stuff. Put them this side. You painting skinks today? Have you got them in a production line? Ten. 10's a good number to production line. I usually do my models in 10s as well. On stream I've been doing them in 5s just because you spend most of the stream just doing a base coat and then you're like, yeah, that's us, we're done. But good thing about skinks is you can have a kind of variation on the skin tone, can't you? A slight variation. I don't know if you've seen that I had done some of my gores as well. So I got 5 of these guys done. Yeah, coming along. Coming along. But anyway, let's actually do some painting. I could talk all day. So I'm trying to remember the paint that I got to. I think I was doing a bit of yellow ochre. Ochre. Smoker. So I think I had yellow ochre, and that was a kind of 50-50 mix with the brown that was in before. and I'm going to use the orange colours to try and get to that tiger level. So this is a totally different way than what I did it with my last models, so the other guy. So I'm kind of hoping it doesn't have to be the exact, but I'm hoping it's at least looks like a tiger. Because if it doesn't, then it's not ideal. I'm going to put a bit of this yellow ochre here. I need to try and keep things just off camera as well to help with it, so that the camera can focus on what I want it to. Yeah, I think I'll try this. Yeah, I thought I'd try it out. We've got, because I've moved my camera and stuff about Firehawk, that's now kind of overhead, you can see it in the camera. Dexter's got the good, I say good webcam, but he's got the 60 FPS webcam because we need him every time he moves once every 20 minutes. So I've got the kind of 30 FPS camera, so it's a bit slower, but yeah. And I look like Zuko. I think that's probably partly to do with why I like using the username, although I've kind of been using the username since I was like, since Avatar came out, god, I don't know, it was 10 years ago, so. It might be, I might stay on the stream, I might nope out of it, we'll see. I know quite a lot of the painters, it's kind of 50-50 between having the being on cam and not being on cam, funnily enough. Oh, I don't look like it. I've got my hair slicked back a bit. I'm sure if I go for the emo look, I have the hair at least. A minute. So I'll leave it like this and just say my honour the whole time. Ah, my honour. Where is the avatar? But I can't actually see. There we are. So we're just going to mix this in. I'm hoping that this, I think it might be quite a big jump in the colour that we've got, but we'll bring it back down with the washes. I'll need to work on my accents. It's the same story with Buddy going as Loki for Halloween this year. I do not have the accent of Tom Hiddleston. But I do have the hair. Although I definitely don't have the looks. Okay. Yeah, let's just go for it. Balls deep. I definitely don't have either of those. It's definitely those reasons why my wife wants me to go as Loki for Halloween though. She fancies him rotten. No worries, catch you later on. Thanks for dropping in though. 16 skink, that's always how it ends up. I could do 10, but I've got more. Oh, heckers. Guess I'm painting 16. So I think this is going to take 2 coats. I'm going to leave them quite watery. Just so we kind of get that brown underneath to show through a little bit. Did you have a good weekend, Kovac? I think a lot of people had a very hungover Sunday morning this weekend. I just don't drink much anymore. I was out on Saturday for lunch, and I was like, I'll go out for lunch, have a couple of drinks, but that'll do me sort of thing. But as soon as I arrived, like the bloody guys were doing shots, and so I ended up having like 3 drinks and about 6 shots with lunch, and I was like, oh dear. So from about, I think it was about 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I was out, and I had far too much alcohol in that space. And then I came straight on and done a stream, so I was a bit inebriated. Didn't really stop the progress though. I should do it more often, just do streams drunk, and then when my models suck, I'll be like, oh, it's because I've had a few drinks. I can't really say that when I'm totally sober, and I'll be like, it's just because I'm a shitty painter. I thought I quite like this camera, at least to me. Does it feel like it's better quality being slightly further away? Or did you prefer it a bit closer? It's definitely going to be harder for me to paint outside the shot right enough this way. Slightly harder to see the details. I might try turning my... I can turn it up It's not my computer or the camera that's the limiting factor for me. It's it's my internet. So if I turn it up, I might get some lags and stuff like that. But I can try that if this is a good shot. I've switched to wired in the house as well, so I've got Ethernet set up, so it's a little more reliable. Hey models, how you doing? How was your weekend? Alright, that's what we like to hear. I'm good, man, I'm good. Pretty much spent most of the weekend on stream, and I think you were with me, so you know how my weekend has been, I suppose. I'm quite happy with how this model's turning out, especially when I'm trying a lot of new colour combinations to get results in that, so there's not been too many mistakes. And we're finally starting to do the orange, which is nice, so actually making them look a bit more like a tiger. It's really bright, vibrant orange, isn't it? It's nice. I'll bring it down a step with a flesh shade wash, and then probably do another one of the exact same colour on top, and that should give me a bit more of a nice step into it, because at the moment it's a bit in your face. But we've done quite a few layers of brown, building up the light brown and stuff underneath it, so the shades should, the shaded parts should all have like their nice reddish hue in them. Because I really like nice contrast. Really light and really dark next to each other. And when you're going for good tabletop quality, that's exactly what you want. What are we painting today, models in my dream? Did you finish your harpies, or are they continuing on? Although you did a bit of ultramarines, didn't you? a lot of fur to paint in this guy. He's a big boy, and he's mostly naked.
I noticed the lights were on and I thought you might be home. I wasn't sure.
Oh, printing it, yeah. Well, this one is very sturdy. I've held it by the stave part of it a couple of times when I was painting yesterday, and it's pretty damn durable now. The only bits that I've kind of found that are a bit flimsy are the swords on the kind of rank and file models. They just love to just snap in a little breeze, but everything else is beautiful and it's not hard just to glue them back on. They super glue really nice, the resin, so. But it's worth it. It's turned out beautiful. In the last one, I'll need to get green stuff and give him a little tadger. That's why he's so mad. I mean, I could have made what I've kind of made a leather tabard sort of thing. I could have made that a kilt, but painting rust tartan? No thank you. If only I could buy tartan paint. What? Kilts or just giving them little tadgers? It might be a challenge at some point. Maybe once I've got a good few months being back in the hobby under my belt. But yeah, I'm still feeling like I'm getting used to just trying to use the brush and stuff again properly and getting the correct colours that work well together. Whereas like before, when I was painting all the time, I'd know, right, okay, I could use this colour, this colour, this colour, I'll know exactly the result. Whereas now I'm like, I think that'll work, might not work, but I'll try it anyway, and most of the time it's been okay. I've had a couple where I'm like, yeah, I'm repainting that skin, because that's terrible. A little Beast Lord there. You get his skin repainted just because I felt I was off the mark with the base coat. But it's no big deal just to paint over what you've done. There's no harm in it, so Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because half the time that's when you discover a new way of doing it, which either looks better or takes you half the time, so. Tartan trousers. Always makes me smile when I see a guy in the work with his tartan suit. They're just such cool suits. Always makes me want one. Okay, next hand. Well, this will arm anyway. I bet you do. I work from home now though, so there's no reason to buy suits, and when I do go into the office I still don't suit up. This is looking more yellowy than it is orange, so I need to add more. Yeah, got to look good for the clients. Got some paint on the armor. Like when you're doing a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting and you're suited from the waist up and then you're just sitting in your pants underneath. Not that I would recommend doing that. Do what I say, not what I do. It's generally true for my painting stream as well. Like a true Scotsman. Something not quite right about his back. I think I need to put a bit more orange into those recesses just a bit. Close up the gaps a little bit. We'll see how it comes out after the next couple, but okay, on to legs. So we've got Kovac doing skinks. Is anyone else up to any hobby? Okay, let's get his little stubby legs. He's got such little fat legs. I say fat legs, they're pretty much all muscle. That's just the jealousy talking. Let me know if the music and the voice volume are alright for you as well. It seems to reset the settings every time I turn off Streamlabs. And I should probably make a note of what the good settings are, but I never do that, and I always forget what I had them at. They're good, cool. But we got a couple of new followers yesterday, and then we had a follow from Caro WS_9. I've said that wrong. Caro WS_9 when I was offline. So if you ever watch this video back, thank you very much for the follow. It's really appreciated. And I'm also open to feedback and stuff in the stream. If you go back to the stream that I done like 2 weeks ago, it'll be night and day compared to now, and I'm sure in another 2 weeks it'll probably be changed again, because I'm always trying to improve it. I think I had a bit of clutter that I've kind of ended up minimising down. Bloody cat hairs. That's you. Cheeky boy. Yeah, so I'm always looking to improve, and I'm quite new to streaming, both watching streams and actually doing it, so you guys have probably got a lot more experience in what works in streams and what doesn't. So I'm always open to some feedback if you think that other streams are doing cool stuff that you think might fit in here. But I'm mainly just going for a kind of hangout zone, everyone just chilling. If the chat's quite quiet, I can be quite quiet as well, and we can just paint together. Or if chat prefers it, I can just talk to myself the whole time. Because I could do that. Oh, nice man. You think the skin tones is what? I just put my finger on that. That was very clever. I'll need to get myself like a good painting handle for monsters. I've got the Games Workshop ones for the smaller models, but obviously if you've not got the base on, there's not many things that paint holders, because they all hold bases, and it can be really awkward to paint these big ones getting underneath and stuff when you're on the base. Sorry, do you think your skin tones is going to be the majority of the models? Yeah, it really is. True that, brother. Kind of getting a bit yellowy again. It's probably going to take me ages to do the tiger stripes in this guy. Did it on the other models, but there wasn't that much skin and they were obviously a lot smaller. This guy's going to have big massive ones. Because I'm going for quite good tabletop quality, I'm kind of holding the model back and having a look just to see the areas that look good. And obviously you can see the kind of bits you've missed. Not so much like the evenness of the coat because I'm going to do a washing in a second coat, but things like where the kind of shaded area looks a bit odd. Maybe it just looks like a hole in the model rather than a shaded part. But 8-2 next. Always miss the tail, but not on this guy. You can't miss it. It's gonna be huge. Not going to bother with the underneath of the tail because I'm going to paint that white. Oops, made an arse of that a little bit. But that's okay, nobody noticed. Not like I'm streaming or anything. It's a beautiful model, man. I've said in the stream a couple of times, the whole reason I started this army is when you showed me this model. I was like, yep. And a bit of me is like, do I really want to start him yet? I want to kind of get my hobby juices flowing, get my mojo back and stuff like that. But I couldn't resist. And I'm really happy with how he's looking so far. Okay, so I'm going to hit that with a wash. Just a watered down right clean flesh shade wash. You flatter me, sir. I'm actually putting a lot of water in this. Basically a whole drop every time you see me go back to the palette. So it's almost going to be like a glaze. You can hardly see it on my thumb. You can always go thicker if need be, but I like it. It's particularly watery on the face. One, because you don't want to lose any detail. And you can always go back and add more and more. But I will go slightly thicker as I move away from the face. We're not wanting it to pull anywhere, apart from maybe where it hits another non-skin piece of the model. So you're getting that nice contrast between, say, like this leather strap, or this string strap, and the skin. The Vallejo paints are really nice. I really like them. It can be a bit. Games Workshop ones are good, really good paints, obviously. The main reason I don't get the Games Workshop paint, well, two reasons. They're much more expensive, and the bottles that they come in do my head in. See if Games Workshop came in dropper bottles, I'd probably still use them 100%, even with the slightly more expensive price tag. I use all Games Workshop washes, they're amazing. Vallejo, the hard bit is kind of working out when you're buying them, what colours go with what colours. So even like if you're going for like, okay, I want my 3 shades of blue to go up in like my base, my dark colour, my mid-tone and then my highlight or whatever. But then you get almost different types of blue. So if I go in my drawer here, so I don't even know if I've got these set up. So like you've got my dark tone here, and then a mid-tone, and then that's a slightly different mid-tone. And then that's more of a turquoise, so that's probably not even the right highlight. You probably do like a 50-50 mix of these two. Whereas, I mean, these are more grey blues, but you can maybe see it in the reds. Move that wire out of the way. Got very dark red, a kind of flat red in there, but you can get slightly different tones. For the colours it doesn't matter too much. Again, I've got it at the greens. These greens are all kind of aligned, and then these are like almost olivey greens. It's kind of hard to tell because they do need a shake. So with Vallejo paints, when you're buying them online, it can be quite hard to tell because sometimes just looking at the colour. I mean, I think I owned, is it this one? No, I owned a olive green, wherever that is hiding. Yeah, it's one of these. Olive green, but see, not on the website. I was like, that looks a very different type of green, and I probably wouldn't have ordered, or I probably would have ordered it thinking it was a different the kind of shades. So I think that's the hardest thing, is just getting them going up. If you kind of look over to this side, and you've got my browns, I'm still trying to work these out. So you've got kind of browns that move into my khakis. I've got my white to black with grey in between. This is how I lay out my paints because I just find it much easier to find stuff. And then in the middle I've just got Games Workshop stuff and the ones that don't fit in these trays. Ink by Darkness and stuff. So I've pretty much got all the paints that I'll be using here. And I've got a third one of these trays down the side there, which will go in this drawer when I tidy it up. Which is just a riot. I've got a lot of paints. I've got more paints up behind the monitors and stuff as well, so plenty of paints. Hello. Do you bring food and a doggy? Hi. Amazing pizza. Thank you. Wife comes bearing food. Finish this wash and then I will have a little munch. Yeah, that was Bramble. It was in the wife's arms. So we got a little Westie as well, if you've seen her. She pretty much lives downstairs with the wife, and me and the cat live up here. We need to get, I think when I get my 50 followers and you can get like those wee points that you earn as the stream goes on and stuff like that, we'll get a show us Bramble, and then I'll go get Bramble. Or I'll take a camera down to show Bramble or whatever. Because everybody wants to see cute doggos and cute catos. And cute catos on the stream the whole time. So Bramble needs her. Though she's got an Instagram. She gets plenty of attention. skin, just a tail to do it. You see how awkward this is, try to hold the model. Need a bit more flesh shade. There we are. Let's see how our orange is compared to this guy. Yep, one more go over with it and we'll be there. You can watch me eat my brushes on stream as well now. That'll be my USP on Twitch. Watch man eat brush. Right, so I'm going to eat this pizza. I'll be 2 minutes. I'll just switch it to intermission mode. I'll still be here though. I just know that you don't want to see me stuff my face with pizza. And then the wash will be dry by the time we come back. Almost done. Okay, I'm just gonna go wash my hands. Let's see if this cheeky little bugger jumps up to try and get some crumbs. I bet he does. He's a good boy. Give him a little treat for not getting up to try and steal my food. He knows it's leftovers, so that's not even worth getting up for. Oh, there you go. Okay. And we're back. So there's still a few wet areas in the wash, but what I can do is another little coat on the leather. I'm going to use Steel Legion Drab. One of my favourite browns. Just goes on so nice. See, I quite like going for quite stark layers and then bringing them down with a wash. A very watered down wash. If you put on like a full strength wash, then they will end up looking... Model will lose a lot of detail. It will just look... It won't look good, to be honest. Whereas you do it, you're pretty much using the washes as a glaze, and it just slowly brings the colours together. Makes it much harder to tell where each layer was put down. And I'm just keeping those little damaged parts nice and dark as well. The holes and the scrapes. Once we wash this down, we'll put it back on, but we'll pretty much just be highlighting those battle damaged areas. Much like we did with the armour. Because what we want to do is highlight the details. So people can see the details from further away, e.g. on the tabletop. switch to a smaller brush just for these over the shoulder straps. No worries, enjoy your dinner. See you soon. And we'll do the front one as well. I'm also going to do the bones and the teeth, and they'll get highlighted up with a shabty bone. I'll also do the horn. Just the bigger brush for the horn. Okay. Got the little straps on this gauntlet. And most of the time you could just ignore these wee ones, especially if you're going for tabletop quality. But if someone's really looking at the model and then they see that you've painted all these wee inside details, they'll give you that nice approving head nod like, yeah, this guy paints hidden details. And I crave those. Didn't get enough attention from my parents, so I crave those little head nods. Okay. The leg straps. Because I keep handling the model here, you can see that this is starting to wear away, which is why you really want a handle. You don't want to be handling the model itself. And then the claws. I'm leaving a little bit of the dark brown behind it. Paint his nails. Make them a nice blue colour. Can even see these ones. See them a bit better this side. There we are. Okay. Let's wash that with our Graxair shade. A watered down version. Really need to do the bones, but the leather, yes. Gonna do this horn. Fill his pants with our Graxair shade. Try not get any of this on the skin in between the leather straps. Is that all the leather? Nope. Feet. Or the ankle. Okay. Now let's go back to the skin. Another coat. We're going to use the same colours, but we want to go more of the yellow. Let's see how dry this is. So we want a nice light orange. Don't know if that's going to be too light, but let's put it on and find out. No, perfect. You can see it's still quite watered down. Just leaving the little edges, except the top of the head, but the rest of the body will be leaving little edges of the old orange. want to try and get some of that snarl detail back. There's not much of it left because it was just very, very faint to begin with. Yes, little eyelids just on the underneath of the eye, which I highly doubt I'll be able to paint a good eye and have them remain, but who knows. Christmas could come early. So now I'm going to try and follow the contours of the model a bit better than what I did before. This is probably all going to be changed to white, but I like painting the whole model properly anyway. So I can just paint the white on top without having to worry about bits of the orange that I didn't paint properly and having to cover that and then it's gone too far or whatever. I prefer just to paint the whole model like it was going to be orange, and then I can just go over the white without too much worries. His ears are going to be black anyway. And we'll have one last flesh shade on top of this, which will make it a bit more orangey as well. Just in case you're looking at this and thinking that's too far. You may very well be right, but I'm hoping the flesh shade will do the trick. Plus this is quite watered down, so it looks very yellowy, but once it starts to dry, that blends in with the colour before. As you can see from the top there. watching, you were looking at me deciding whether or not to keep that little shady bit. Just deciding, nah, fuck it. Go over it. Looked too weird on its own. I'm not putting too much effort on the bottom of these paws because I'm going to muddy them up when it comes to doing the base and stuff. I'll be putting a bit of weathering effect on them, but I won't do that just now until I have the base done and kind of have an idea of how dark or how light the mud and weathering effect's going to be. Okay. I'm now going to do some highlights without the wash, and then I'll wash with the highlights on. And these highlights are just going to have a bit of light orange added into here. These are going to be pretty much edge highlights for all intents and purposes. But they are going to be very watery. You can see how watery that is, it's almost a glaze. But because it's the top of his head, he's getting it all over because that'll be definitely the lightest part of the model. And I'm just highlighting these bits because there's details here that I want to bring out. God damn it, obviously I've been forgetting to do the tail. I can get some of this colour. I think the end will just be black anyway. Right. And then just finishing it off with one final highlight of just this pure orange watered down. That was a mistake. There we are. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a picture of a tiger, and I'm going to try and copy his marks, including the white. Give me a wee second. No, I don't want Tiger Woods. Okay, let's go for this one. I don't know whether to go for one last wash or just leave it like that. I think I'm just going to leave it. So the first thing to do is now undo half of the work we've done and paint parts white. I'm not going to use white, I'm going to use silver grey. put the tiger on a bit of the screen that I can see. There we are. This is a scary bit. You just ruin everything. I want a little bit of water, not too much. So I'm going to do all of the main, obviously. I'm going to use the better brush than that. This is where he starts to look like Santa Claus. Is everyone just extra chill today, doing hobby? Or is my chat broken? Because it's been very quiet. Although I do have this message saying welcome to the chat room spammed over and over again, which makes me think that, well, I assume everyone's just lurking and having a good time. I don't want everyone to be talking and I've just ignored you the whole time. Santa Claus. I'm getting a funny feeling that the chat might not be working. And I know what causes it, but also fixing it might turn off the stream for a second. So I need to, my VPN causes my Twitch to log out the chat like every 10 seconds and stuff. So I don't want to be missing any messages, so what I'm going to do is just turn my VPN off, but it might kick me from the stream, might stop and then I'll start it again. But if you stay in the chat, I'm sure it should just start back up again, so I'll be back in a little second.